Yo, what is goody everybody? It is your boy Kalitri and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, we have a lot to get into. This is kind of going to be a little bit of like maybe a channel update slash the soft launch. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, but I know that this video needs to come out Wednesday so that way I can drop something even better on Friday. So, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. We got a lot to talk about. First things first, let's start with the breaking news. We are going through a little bit of a rebrand. Now, the topics are going to remain the same. I think if anything, this is just going to be a bit of a production boost and a little bit more thematic things coming together to just make a really cohesive image, but you have to start with the hype before the release. So this is the hype. This show, formerly known as The Quick Sketch, is now being rebranded to The Cocktail Party. Quick Sketch was a kind of supplemental show that ran parallel with another show on the channel that if you're a returning subscriber, you know what it is. It is Creating Your First Masterpiece. Now we're going through, like I said, a little bit of a rebrand. We're changing it. I can't really reveal the main show. Just know that Creating Your First Masterpiece has been officially retired after like 2 episodes. I know. I think this is going to be really hype, and I think having this every Wednesday is just going to be super duper dope, and I have tons of ideas coming soon. But just for a little bit of context of what's going to be happening moving forward. So every Friday, the main flagship show of this channel is going to be dropping. Like I said, it'll drop Friday. I'm not going to release the name, you'll just see it. So if you're hyped, get ready. So the major thing is that we finally have an update schedule. So the biggest thing is that we're going to have a brand new show, the Creating Your First Masterpiece rebrand, drop every Friday. So now from now on, you have something to look forward to every Friday. But as well, every Wednesday, you're going to have this show to watch, otherwise known as the Cocktail Party. Now again, I can't reveal what the show's name is going to be on Friday. You're gonna have to stick around and see for it, but this will be the schedule for moving forward. Every Wednesday we'll have a cocktail party, and then every Friday we will have the main show. Yes, Quick Sketch is being officially retired, and Creating Your First Masterpiece has been officially retired. One of the main reasons I decided to change and rebrand and rename a couple things is just because I read a book called The Infinite Game, and it talks a lot about how you need to be able to do things infinitely, both in terms of iteration and progress to get better, but also in terms of just having, what is it called? The big picture view, like being able to see. Also, I know the reflection on my glasses is crazy. So I've rebranded in an effort to make these things a little bit more long, to add a little bit more longevity to this. I mean, already just, I've been thinking about new things and just looking forward to the good stuff. So yeah, all right, next thing. Now, as for the community, I know we're actually retiring the old community name too. Like, it's kind of good that we had the first iteration to get it out of the way. So if you were a returning subscriber, we were formerly known as the Architectural Artist. But if you're a new subscriber, this is the perfect time to join because we are going through a rename. We are going to be called the Nomadic Artist. Now, before we get into this, I know I actually need to explain the name change, or if you're new, what the difference from the old one is to the new one. So in the past, we were called the Architectural Artist, and so one of the main slogans on the channel is, if you see it in your mind, you can see it in real life. And I think as an artist, that's kind of what you do with your art in general, no matter what your talent is. The whole point is just seeing it, dreaming it, conceiving it, and then realizing it in the real world. So we kind of do that with everything. So I wanted to have something a little bit more unique. Plus, architectural was a big word and it was very hard to spell. So we are now the Nomadic Artist, and I guess I'll break it down into 2 parts, okay, in case you're new. The reason I decided to go with nomadic is because we are all on our own journey, you know what I mean? I'm on my own path, you're living your daily life from day to day, and you just come in to tune in every week, so I know the time we spend is very valuable. But we're travelers, we're all just getting brand new experiences. Another thing I like to say is that we are the universe experiencing itself. So whenever you're in these moments, boring, dull, whatever, just remember that these are all brand new moments to you. So that's why we're all nomads, we're all on our own little journey, and then we travel. It's like we come here to meet during the week and then we go back out to our regular lives, you know what I mean? So we're not always all up on each other. And second, just going back to the artist thing of how I believe we all have something we do better in our daily lives than everything else, you know? So something you're naturally gifted at. If you're a big mental person, it's what gets you in the flow state. I could drop a video on that later if y'all want. It's those type of things. So when you put it together, we have Nomadic Artists. That's our community, that's who we are. Those are the people I want to attract, the people who are who want to live their lives, you know, get out there and chase their dreams and understand what it really takes and going along the journeys of what it's like to actually realize your dreams and your art and whatever it is. Like I said, anything from the previous examples of the Snowboarding Chinchilla Foundation to artists and creators are just, that's what I want. That's what I'm here for. So the mission, right? Like, what's the whole point of even doing this in the first place? One, for me, is just my service to you all, I hope, is to help plant some seeds in your mind, give you some new mindsets, but more so to get you to the point where I'm at, where you realize that anything is possible. Truthfully believe that if you see it in your mind, you can see it in real life, especially when it comes to your dreams. There's really only 2 steps: identifying and realizing. They're not easy steps, but there's really only 2 things you need to do. Once you identify it, then you can realize it. So I'm just here to streamline your process, like I said, give you some thought experiments, help change your perspective on a lot of things. That's the biggest thing I'm in. And of course, to meet people. If you want to say nobody's that good, you just want to be altruistic and there's got to be some selfish, I just want to meet people, okay? There you go. I want to meet people, cool people, experiences. There you go. You caught me. So along with the mission, there's the why. Like, why did I choose art? Why did I choose dream chasing? What inspired me? Well, this has been a long journey in the making. As I mentioned, ever since I was 16, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I got shot down a lot. And my number one pet peeve is when people give me labels, like when they attach stuff to me, where it's like, you are this, and I know that I'm not. That burns me up inside more than I can ever say. I don't. Whew. Yeah, and so I got a lot of that during high school, and now after COVID, I feel like everyone, for the most part, crumbled. So COVID happened my junior year. I know I'm old. I'm gonna be 22. So COVID happened my junior year and we never went back to school. And I feel like a lot of people around me, they never woke back up. Like, I feel like they accepted that the world would be different. But for me, it was almost like I had been born again. That's kind of where a lot of my feelings during that time. And so I was like, well, at this point, up until that point, I had pretty much been doing whatever I wanted to when it comes to like the minute and the decisions I make. But after COVID, I was like, I mean, we could die at any moment, man, you know? Like, it really hit me with the, yo, you only get one chance. And so I really wanted to help other people do that. And ever since I was 16, because like people were always telling me I couldn't do it, so I had to do it, so then I could tell other people how to do it, bro. That's how you do it. You make it and then you give it back. There was also, the reason I got attached into art and like the beauty was during COVID, actually, there was a lockdown when really you could really just go outside and just go on walks, and like I have some snaps actually, I'll have to show them in like another video, but of me just playing baseball by myself, just out there. And it was something where it was called the romanticization of your life, where it's like you have the opportunity and the choice and the willpower and the ability to actually make your life what you want it to be, especially then because you couldn't go anywhere. So you had to like make a schedule for yourself, and it was pretty much building in the things you wanted to do and loved to do. And I mean, I love doing this. For a while this got away from me, but we're not even gonna get into that. But that's what inspired me and it's culminated into me starting even this journey in the first place. Just that's the gist of it. That's a lot. I know it's really big and really deep and telling you all about that, but that truly is what got me to where I am now, to start this. Why a messenger? Why choose to do this and give back and speak and reach out to people? If you couldn't tell, I love speaking, but more importantly, I have a genuine interest in people as humans. You know, I'm always interested in people's experience. Like when people are telling me things and telling me stories and talking to me and they're like, oh, I do this. Like my first question, like I'm like a little kid, I'm like, why? And some people get offended or they're just like, nobody's ever asked me why. And it's like, I want to know why you do what you do. I feel like there's so many unique reasons and experiences that I might have never had that only you have that you can articulate to me. So I'm truly hanging on every word when people tell me stuff. And I chose to be a messenger, is that if I speak and people come to me and listen to what I have to say, they're looking to me for answers, but I'm looking to them for questions. There's a reliance there. I think my way of giving back to y'all and why I chose to be a messenger is understanding. I used to be a debate, well, I still am, but I used to be, I'm washed. I used to be a debate kid in high school. I was actually team captain, and you really only come out of speech and debate 2 ways, anarchist or politician. And I decided to take the best of both worlds and just become a lifelong scholar. Rejecting the rules, taking the anarchy and rejecting the rules that modern society places on me, but also now when I say politician, I mean more like lawyer, court, Supreme Court. That's kind of how we argued it in terms of legislation. So it was genuine truth and those type of deals. And so taking the scholarliness from the politician side and the research side of getting to the truth and put it together. As I mentioned, I like when people ask me things. I like being able to communicate like this, trying to communicate the things in my brain and what I know and like getting you to understand and be like, okay, like that's what I love. That's why I chose speaking and connections as my medium. Because a lot of people tell me I'm really easy to talk to. And I think all of that, again, all of this is connected. All of your experiences lead you down the path you're going to. You kind of just have to open your eyes and see them. When you know, and you know that people don't know, there's power in that. And I try to use my power for good and give back and answer people's questions, like genuinely give them a satisfiable, knowledgeable answer. So of course, if I'm the original nomadic artist, of course, I mean, if I found the community, that's the whole point. What's my art? My art is speaking, making connections, whether it's giving a brief like this and giving speeches in debate or debating people in general or delivering nonsensical stories with gobbledygook and fantasy. Just, I thrive speaking. And of course, with that, the creativity. I'm a really big systems guy. Like, I'm very routine, to have disciplines. I always like to have reasons of why I do things and make it make sense, and if anything, make it easier. So all of that planning and organizing, and this is something that I feel like allows me to creatively solve problems, you know? Because if you'll notice, a lot of my questions are like topics, like explanations. Like, it's almost like the problem that needs to be explained, and it allows me to articulate and just be creative and get all over, and it's very natural, I guess, if that makes sense. It's very natural. I talk a lot about culmination because it's a lot of experiences that lead you to this path. Like, I'm looking forward to meeting y'all one-on-one, or like when I get the Discord and the streams coming up, y'all can like talk to me, and like whether it's negotiating brand deals and people want to sponsor me, and I mean, like, it's really just speaking, connection. That's really what it is. Connection through speaking and shared experiences and stories, and that's really what it's all about. That's my art. That's the thing I do naturally. That's the thing that comes best to me. For those of you who are around, I loved making the weekly s'more session. I loved rebranding the show. Just being able to think and apply and use that and then articulate it through speaking. That's me. That's my art. That's my thing. Is thinking creatively, creating things, and speaking. There you go. So we've reached the end. So what's next? First thing is, stay tuned. This was the official soft launch of the 2 new shows coming up. Again, this one is the Cocktail Party. This will come out every Wednesday. It'll be more of a precursor to whatever's happening Friday, whether it be a sneak peek or whether it'll be a different topic where we kind of get into maybe a little more nuance that couldn't be covered in the video. It's just, this will prep you for the end of the week. It's that midweek booster to be like, oh man, you know, the hype builder. If you like what you heard and you can't wait for the new show on Friday, hit that like button and subscribe down below. If you like me enough to where you want to hear more, subscribe to the second channel also in the description. It's the TKN, it stands for the Kalitri Network. This will be much more streamlined. That's more of the passion projects and creative things that don't really fit the brand image on this channel, but it's some pretty cool stuff. Day in the life, vlogs, skits, all types of stuff. That's gonna be it for me. I will see you Friday at the launch, and then Wednesdays and Fridays, man. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Be sure to drop a comment if there's anything you want me to cover, any questions, comments, supports, anything like that. And remember, if you can see it in your mind, you can see it in real life. I'll see y'all later. Peace.